live. What's up, everybody? I am N.Divine 83. I see there's already people in chat. We're gonna do a ribbon frame stagger. Somebody asked me about this, asked me to show it. Don't know where I'm gonna go with the stagger. I don't really want to just do ribbon. Like, I don't want to do something just simple in the middle, but I don't know what I want to do. I could do something like exactly like what's in the thumbnail with the parabolic. That's called a parabolic. Binary might be a bit much, especially with, like, I'm doing this show in like 2 hours, so that might be a bit much. The binaries can be, they could be a real pain sometimes, just because you're dealing with such little wires that are very intricate. I don't know if people even know what I'm talking about with a binary and parabolic, but parabolic is basically a corrugated, but it's sitting instead of standing up. The ribbon is sitting down instead of standing up. Just like what's in the thumbnail, that's what it is. So, we're going to do first the frames. I'll tell you how I do the frames. I don't like to use a loop method. It's possible to use a loop method for ribbon stacks. I just don't like using a loop method. I have videos on this, like explaining and drawing out why I don't really like doing that. On the build I'm doing today, you technically could use a loop method, because I think I'm going to do, like, I'm going to use 0.4 frames, which is, you know, it's big, but I'd rather be able to show it to you on 0.4 frames. You could do it with 0.3 plus 0.4 frames. You would have 4 on each side to make it a square build. Hopefully most of the people that watch this understand, like, 4 pieces of 0.4 makes a square, right? I hope that, like, people understand that. If not, one day I could explain it again, but I do have videos explaining this, explaining how to make a square out of ribbon. It's fairly simple, right? Ribbon is 0.4 by 0.1, right? So if you were to take 4 of them and put them next to each other, it would be 0.4 by 0.4. Simple enough, right? That's basically what I'm talking about. I want my frames to be squares right now. I think they don't have to be squares. They could be rectangles, like 6 pieces of 0.4 or whatever. But I think I'm going to go with the 4 by 4 ribbon stack and stagger that, and then get something pretty cool in the middle. The less ribbons I use on the frames, the more I can use inside the build. Okay? So, how's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's having a good start to their weekend. I am. We got UFC on tonight. I'm going to be watching that. I'm going to be playing Fortnite after this on the other channel. But right now we are doing coils. We'll do this. And we'll do... Ah, damn. I got to turn this camera on. That's right. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what I'm vaping. Actually, let me make that. Hold on. This gotta go. We'll do that. Okay, we're on with the camera. Okay, so what I'm vaping is this is the Nova box. I always vape the Nova box lately. I gotta change my box out. I have other box mods. This sticker is, I guess it's kind of a funny story. I'm vaping the Goon. It's the version 1.5 with the version 1 cap. And I literally just rebuilt it with some 4-core aliens. It's a little dark here. Okay, okay, good. Let me fix this. This is a little dark. This show just got dark. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. That should be good. All right. So I just rebuilt this last night, like late last night. 4-core stainless steel. These might be 4-core nichrome aliens. These are 4-core nichrome aliens. This is coming out to a 0.11. Yeah, these are nichrome, I suppose. Yeah, they're vaping really well. 4-core aliens are really nice. They're one of my favorites. They're right up there with aliens for aliens. I mean, technically they're better than aliens, right? So, they are aliens. So, there it is. and it ohms out to 0.11. Let me put this on bypass mode. Show you guys the production, I suppose. You can even hear it. Alright, I'll say what's up to all of you, then we'll start the build. So, I put in the title, like, just where this channel's going. So, I just been giving it thought of, like, what I want to do. Like, not, like, necessarily, like, do I want to keep doing the channel or not. Not that. I just want to get better quality. Obviously, we're doing good. Everything is getting better. All the quality's getting better. I got to thank my Patreons for helping out with that, because I'm using that money to, like, upgrade, have the camera, have a cord on it, so I don't have to keep changing batteries. We got the LED lights. What else did we do? We got the other screen going. You know, anything to make it better. 2 cameras now. The HD camera set up. You know, all this stuff is... The Patreon helps a lot. This month with the Patreon, which is coming up in a couple days, I'm going to get attachments for my camera lens so that we could get closer to these builds. So where this channel is going is I really want to get into pre-recorded videos. I want to do maybe 1 live a week and a couple pre-recorded. So maybe just 1 pre-recorded, maybe, you know, just an edited, polished video, at least 1 or 2 a week, along with 1 or 2 lives a week. I need to do the pre-recordeds to get this channel bigger. The lives are not going to do it. They're not going to do it. So, my goal is to... I want you guys to see everything. It's obvious that you're here for coil builds. I've done my research. I know what videos you guys like. I know what videos people are watching. I know what channel people's watching more than others. The same people in chat. I just understand that what you guys want to see is coil builds, and I want to show you every part of the coil build. I don't want to have to keep fussing around with my camera every time I gotta move it. Like, I get pretty close, and you understand, like most people say, Nick, you think your camera works bad, but it's not. I know it could get better. And at the same time, I'm wasting a lot of time making it good during the stream. I want it to just be good without fidgeting too much. I just want the camera set up, and you could see it, and I'm not messing with cameras live. So this is where I want to go with the channel. I don't want to do I want to do pre-recordeds. I don't want to do them now because I just don't feel like I have the setup I want to make the videos I want to make. I'm not ready to make the videos I want to make and edit them. It's extremely frustrating to me when I do something and the quality isn't the way I want it to be. Right here, I like this. The live quality's good, but then when we have to get up close and I'm showing you what these ribbons look like, I want that shit in HD. I want to do it with a good camera. I don't want to do it with the webcam and have it fussing around and I have to focus it every 2 minutes, okay? So, that's basically what I need to do. I just need to get this camera. I'm going to get like either a Raynox or extension tubes this week, or this, you know, this month with the Patreon, depending on how much I'm going to, if I can afford to get both, I'm going to do that. Maybe more LEDs, but obviously LEDs are kind of like a little bit of a plus. They're not really helping with quality. They're just helping my picture pop a little bit, right? You guys may think the LEDs are even a silly thing, but it's not. It's real, dude. When people see LED lights, they're like, "Oh, this dude's a pro. This dude's a pro." They just do. It's just an automatic thing that people think with LED lights. It happens in every YouTube channel. It's just a weird fucking thing that people just like to see it. Okay? Producing good, right? These coils produce good. Let's do one more time. Alright, so I'll say what's up to everybody, look at the chat, and then we will start this build. Woo! That's cloudy. You know, and also the LEDs do help the picture too. They do. Having backlight, especially doing what I'm doing, I need it. Because if you think, this is what happens, okay? Since I got both cameras out right now, this is what happens. I take this camera, right? And I focus it down. Now my light, let me show it to you like this. So okay, so now we're looking at the little camera that I go close up with, right? All my light what before the LEDs is coming from the back, all of it, because my face is here and the lights are behind the camera. So all the lights come in here. So when I focus down and do this, it's literally blocking all the light that I'm showing you in this art. So I'm right here. It's completely shaded. You can't see anything because there's no lights there because I'm blocking the lights with the camera. So having the backlights is going to help focus it in a little bit better, especially when the backlights, you know, you don't really want them blue all the time, but let's just say I can put them on white. And I'm going to get better lighting. I mean, obviously we can't do a before and after because the lights have just been on the whole show. But it helps to have this light behind in order for you to see. But you don't want too much light behind because it'll, you know, I'm just learning, dude. I'm learning about the camera stuff. And I just feel like with the coil building, I don't really need any help with the coil building. Obviously, I'm still learning. I'm not like, nobody's a master at this. I mean, it's only 10 years old. Maybe if that. Nobody's a master at coil building. If there is master at coil buildings, I'm definitely there. I don't need help being I don't really ever have any dead air. I'm almost always talking. I can keep things interesting. All this is good, but the quality's got to get better. This is where I got to go. I got to go up with the quality. That's where I got it. That's where I see myself. I see myself, everything's good, but if we jump the quality up, it's going to be so much better. Okay? And it's something I've talked about for a while, but I think people notice that I'm just getting better at it. I'm actually really focused on this. I kind of get down when I can't show you something I want to show you. Like a 4-ply ribbon stack in a camera is very hard to get, especially when you're using like 44 gauge or whatever. I'm not using 44 gauge today, but you get my point. This shit's hard to get on camera because it's so small, and then the camera's all set up different. So it's all a learning process, and we're getting there. And that's kind of what I'm just focusing all my energy and extra money into, is just getting the quality better. So I appreciate the Patreons helping out. They certainly have been. I've been putting that money to good use, so I appreciate it. Patreon link is in the description if you're interested in supporting the channel and making the quality better with me. It's in there. If you cannot afford it, there's no big deal. There's tiers for $2, $5, and $10. So if you can, I highly appreciate it. I gotta spend more time over on Patreon, of course, but the main thing is that it supports the channel here. All right. So let me see what's up. Participants, Axeman Zombie, what's going on? Big Perm is here. What's up, Big Perm? Henry's Builds is here. K Panzer, what's up? Kim Dixon, Mumper in the house. Mr. Pebble, what's up? Red Eye Loon, what's up? Square Wana is here. And Vice Coils, what's up? We've got 22 people watching now. If you are watching and not chatting, what's up? And if you are just watching the replay, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Hit the bell, please. Okay. Let's do it. I'll show you the wires I'm going to use. Or am I? Yes, I am. Okay. I got 0.4 kidney puncher here. That's what I'm going to use for the frames. I don't know what I'm going to do in the middle yet. If anybody, what's up, Fat Cat, Enigma Vapes, Tyler, Red Eye Loon, everybody. If anybody like wants to see something particular in the middle, we could do that. I do kind of want to stay away from the binary one, but I mean, I guess I don't have to. I mean, would you guys want to see the parabolic? We just did a corrugated a little bit ago, but I can do a parabolic too. Just let me know. I pulled out square wire just in case. I mean, there's certain things you could do with square wire in these builds, I suppose. I mean, we could get weird with this build too, I guess. I have some ideas now that I actually just mentioned square wire. I don't know if I have 0.4 square wire though. But we'll see. and I'll tell you guys at the end of the show. I'll go through my UFC picks. I'm watching it tonight. It's a big UFC. Not everybody watches UFC, but some of you do. Some of you want to know what the picks are. I'll go through that, and then after the show, I'll be playing Fortnite on Twitch. If people want to join, that's cool. Even if you don't like video games, we have fun over there. I mean, it could be pretty funny sometimes. I'd actually argue that show is funnier than this show at the most parts. I'm always clipping stuff that's really funny. All right, Jason, what's up? So I'm gonna take some 0.4 ribbon. So if I need 2 coils, right? If I need 2 coils, I wish I had more paper here, like more blank paper. I'll just do it like this. So if I wanted to make where's my ruler? I don't know where my ruler is. I have a couple of them. Where are they? I'm not going to worry myself about it, actually. Alright, so if I want to make... If I want to make an 8-inch stick... 8-inch stick of this wire, right? Staggered wire, staggered ribbon. If I want to make 8 inches of it, because 4 inches per coil. 4 inches per coil, right? So if I need to make 8 for a coil, all right? But I need to make 2 of them. I need to make 2 because these are my frames. These staggered are my frames. So I need 16 inches then, because I need 2 of them. So times 2 is 16. And if they're 4-ply, if they're 4-ply ribbon, then I'm going to get out 2-ply and fold it over, which means I have to times this again by 2. So I need 32 inches of ribbon, 2 pieces at 32 inches to fold in half to get 16, to stagger to then get 2 8-inch frames, right? So I need 32 inches of ribbon. Okay? "32 inches of ribbon." Alright. I'm going to need my tape measure. Tape measure, scissors. We'll get out this stuff just in case. Well, we're going to need it definitely, but we'll get it out now. That, boom, boom. What's a cheaper build that's good? Okay. So, let's bring this out to 32. And actually, I like to do a little more, right? Because... just in case I make a mistake. So we got that. My 0.4 ribbon. Oh, and I also have 2 spools of 40 gauge for this part of the build anyway. I'm still not sure what I'm going to put in the middle. I have some ideas now that I'm thinking about it. I wonder if I have... let me see if I have 0.4 square wire. I believe I do. You know what? It might be in here. No. I do. I have 0.4. Alright, we'll incorporate some square wire. Square wire is a little harder to come by, but it's fun to use. I got 0.4 by 0.4 square wire here from Kidney Puncher. Slack Minix, what's up? Francesco? Yes. What's up, what's up, what's up? Okay. I don't have to stretch this one. Maybe I won't have to stretch any of them. So I'm doing about 34 inches. Yeah, I didn't have to stretch it to straighten it, so that's good. That's what's good about Kidney Puncher, is it's actually a little thicker than other wires as well, in like every way, 0.1, 0.4 way, both ways, it's a little thicker. Okay. Oh, it's a little bent here. It should be alright. Alright, so I'm going to take these ribbon. Bring my hands together here. So I should have at least 16 inches here. Ribbon. I should have more. I should have like 17 inches. Okay, I'm going to fold these, pinch them in, make my little loop there. You know, before I do this, I should have did something else first. So I'm going to put this down for a second. I should have got out some 40 gauge and also bring my water thing over here. So get out my 40 gauge. I just need some to wrap up the ribbon with. What's up, Paul? Alright, so 40 gauges to wrap it up with. It's very hard to see in the camera, but it's here. It's here, see? I'm not imagining. Okay. This up here, once I have it stacked and in a loop, wrap it up nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to cut the ends all the same size and cut any bends off in it. You gotta have a trash can near you when you're doing these coil builds. Okay. So this is my little bank teller's water squonk. It's gonna shoot. All right, it's gonna shoot out and get on my paper. So I'm gonna do it over here. It's still got on the paper. He's a shooter, dude. He is a shooter. John, what's up? Johnny B. I'm just gonna call you Johnny B. Just to save myself the humiliation of not pronouncing anybody's name right. I'm just gonna say your first name and then just put a letter at the end. Who's Armageddon, guys? What is this? Clayton Von K, what's up? Yeah, I also gotta figure out this Coil Club thing, what I'm gonna do with that. I should probably just set it up for next weekend. the first one, and then just do it on Saturday. Alright, so I'm wrapping my 40 gauge around this ribbon here. And I'm going to slide it all the way down, and this should stack the ribbon by default. As long as where I wrapped it was stacked, it should stay stacked. I'm going to wrap this more. Boom. Okay. So I got my 4-ply ribbon stack. 4-ply by 4 ribbon stack here. Okay, got that. Now we could basically just get the drill out and get it set up. And then I'm going to set up to do a parallel clapped in there, 2 pieces of 40 gauge over it. Red Dwayne, what's up? POP, what's up, what's up, what's up? Alright, so we'll get this out. I'm going to have to switch the camera up. It looks like. Get it plugged in. Let's get this tilted up so you can kind of see what's going on here. That's good right there. That's good enough. I guess I could have did that a little better. Whatever, we can do this, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright. I'm going to clamp it down. Axeman Zombie, it's good with me. Clayton kind of already asked, so it's good with me. I think it was you and somebody else. I forget who else it was. You, Clayton, and somebody else. We could definitely do that. Yeah, we could do that, Clayton. Wasn't it somebody else too? It's yeah. You and Axeman are good next Saturday, and if Xeon wants to join, that would be good too. Okay. I gotta figure out how I want to put this into this drill, this ribbon stack. I really don't have a good way to put ribbon stack into this drill yet. A small ribbon stack, I should say. I have this thing. Oh, where's my Allen key? Oh, dude, don't do this to me. I dropped my drawer today. I was like cleaning up the desk, and my drawer is all organized and stuff. See, I got like good organization in my drawer, but it fell today, so it knocked everything out of it. So now I'm missing something. Where is it? I could do this without it. We're going to try this. We're going to try this Adams custom design thing for the 4-ply ribbon. So basically I got to get this ribbon Actually, yeah, this should work. Get it in there as centered as possible. I'm assuming this will work. Ah, I really need that Allen key. Actually, you know what? Do I have a bit? What is this? It's probably on the floor hiding. Oh, that's definitely not big enough. What about this one? You have to drop it. There? No. Is it under the desk? It should definitely be here. I just had it. Maybe this will work? This will work. Imagine that. A Torx bit. I have this Torx bit. It's a 2.5, right? Yeah, this is a T25 bit. It's actually like it's more like a, it's a Torx. It's like a star, but it actually fits here in this thing and works to tighten that down. I would just have to like get it on a screwdriver or something. You definitely don't want to use a screw gun, or just do this and kind of crank down and it's good. Cool. Alright, so there's other ways to do that other than an Allen key. That's a good thing because I keep losing that damn Allen key. Alright, so all 4 ribbons are in here now. Right. And then I'm using the Adams custom design swivel setup here. I'm going to hook this ribbon onto this swivel, this snap swivel here. I got a crock swivel attached to this because it's just working better. I've never really had a swivel that could turn ribbon by itself or micro clappings by itself, so I always put a crock on there. It really doesn't matter what brand swivel it is, whether it's Adams Designs, whether it was Kim Dixon swivel, whether it was US Ohm meter swivel, whether it was Wire Rock swivel. I never met a swivel that I didn't have to put a fishing swivel on the end of doing what I do. If you were just doing aliens, you're good. But doing builds the way I do them, it never works out without another additional swivel. So the camera could be a little better too. Okay, again. We're gonna have to do it like this, I think. Yeah. And then I just... Okay. So there you go. So let me make sure that when this turns, I'm turning. The swivel's turning, good. Every time I hit the button, I'm turning. We don't want this ribbon to spin. Okay. I gotta get something on the end of this so that it doesn't do that. I got like... My ribbons are kind of fanning out, and I don't need that in my life. I guess when I clamp down with this, OBS also has a new app, which somebody told me about that. OBS has, not, I don't know if it's an app, but a new way to use your phone as a webcam into OBS. So it kind of fanned out here, my ribbon. It's not looking perfect right now. It's not together. So basically all I gotta do with that, which I know you can't really see that anyway. All I gotta really do with that is wrap some 40 gauge around it basically. So first I'm just gonna take just one thing of 40 gauge. What do you mean rigged up my clamp on my... Do you mean the macro lens on the thing? Man, I did that so long ago, I don't even know if I know how I did it. I think I just took it apart and used a piece of copper, if that's what you're talking... Are you talking about this? This is some mad scientist shit, dude. I don't even know if you would understand. I mean, I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Alright, my ribbons are looking good now. Everything looks copacetic. Okay. So this is, the parallel Clapton is fairly an easy explain. I'm wondering if I want to do baggy method or, you know what, I'm going to do it the vice method. Alright, so I'm going to have a vice here. And basically what I'm going to do is get a screwdriver that's going to hold both my spools for me. And the spools are just going to freely turn on this. Okay? So I'll kind of show you how I do this. And I just put it by my feet. But first, we're going to get the other spool of 40 gauge. And we're going to get this attached to there as well. Yeah. I could, man, it was really a, I mean, there's literally just a piece of copper and some hot glue there with a drywall screw. So this is, I use the holes. Okay, I could probably do that. I would have to find more copper though, or more wire that would hold it like that. I could probably do that. It's definitely a MacGyver kind of thing. It's like explaining how to make a bomb out of an avocado and a Band-Aid, you know? But I could try. It might make a funny video. I could show you. We could do that. We could do it. It literally looks like just somebody got really stoned and like tried to make a clamp on their camera. Yeah, I think that tripod came with the thing. That tripod's a pain in the ass, actually. I actually kind of hate that tripod. It was awesome when it was new, but now it's like all flim-flammy. Look at, just like the legs move wherever they want to go. They're so, it does a little dance. You know, it's just so flim-flammy. But what Clay's asking me is, a long time ago, like when I started the channel and I got this camera, I made one of the phone clips. This phone clip, when you buy them, it looks like, when you buy this phone clip to do a macro lens on your phone, it looks like this. Alright, there's a little spring in there. So I popped the spring out, popped that pin out, and made them separate because you can't put this on there the right way. It'll just keep shooting off. Right, so I kind of put it on there and figured out a way to, like, the copper's there so it doesn't go down too much, basically. That's the only thing the copper's doing. The screw's kind of holding them together. The copper's also making it so it stays tight and it doesn't push in or out. It's I mean, it's actually a real showcase of how industrious I could be, for sure. But I don't know if you guys can handle it. This is the problem, okay? Sometimes people are just on another level, and there's no way you can teach other people how to be on this level, okay? I bet you I could probably get somebody to 3D print something like this. It wouldn't be hard. I mean, I'm pretty sure I made this when I was like 3 years sober, so 3 or 4 years sober, I made this. I needed no drugs to do this. I just needed some, you know, I don't know. Jay Blaze, what's up? Hat Man, what's up? Alright, so I got both spools on here. So now, what I'm going to do is, hopefully you can see this. The screwdriver is going to go through both these holes. Alright, and it kind of, the spools won't fall off this because this is bigger than the hole. So it's kind of perfect. And then I'm going to just clamp this to the screwdriver there and put it on the floor. I can't really show you that right now, but I think you kind of get the idea. Alright, so spools will freely turn as I need them. I'm going to put it down here on the floor, clamp that screwdriver in there, like so. And now I have 2 wires coming up to my ribbon. Jesus Christ, what is this? 2 wires coming up to this now. I'm just going to start it like this, get these wires together for myself. Use my fingernail to push them together. And then I should be able to parallel clapton this all the way down easily. And the wire's just going to feed to me. I don't have to worry about holding 2 spools together, none of that. I just do it. I just hold the wires like this. You gotta hold them pretty tight, make sure they're not twisted before. They're gonna twist behind you a little bit, don't worry about that. As long as it's not twisted from here to my fingers, from the wire to my fingers, that's all I care about. Okay. Yeah, I never did any dabs. I'm still just on the gummies, really. I've been doing just the Delta 8 gummies too, that's all I kind of just trust buying it from the store. Not have to worry about getting murdered with fentanyl or nothing. David Fisher, what's up? Alright, so we're going to clapton this. Now, with these builds, I feel as though if you're going to go through the work of doing a ribbon stack as a frame, you're going to want to showcase this wire. So I almost always like to skip fuse these or something. I'm probably going to pattern fuse it actually. Skip fuse or pattern fuse this build because you want to showcase that there's ribbon inside and not round wire. Now some people are going to pick up that it's a square wire underneath that clapton and some people won't. So if you leave it like skip fused or pattern fused so you can see the frames inside, you could showcase what you did, that you did a harder build. This is obviously a harder build than a round wire build in ways. In ways it's actually easier because this wire is not going to slip slide up and down this thing. So the spacing that you get is the spacing you're going to keep. There is no fixing it by pinching it in like I did to the stagger fuse clapton. There's none of that. Where this wire goes is where it's staying. You can't move a circle over a square. You know, it's not going to move over a square. A circle will move over a circle. I don't know. This is how I'm showing these guys stuff. Okay, a circle will move over a circle. A circle won't move over a square. You know. Those edges. Alright. Well, doing a parallel clapton with 40 gauge over 4-piece supply, I do recommend that you use some glasses because sometimes it looks tight to the naked eye, but it's really not tight. Alright, and you don't want to go super duper fast with this. You want to go a nice speed. If you have to take a break from it, but it's good to do it all in one shot, really. Okay? So, there ain't really going to be much to see here if I go up close. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like this. It's going to look like it's just getting clapped in with 1 wire. You ain't going to see 2 wires going around it. It's just not going to happen. It's just going to look like I'm claptoning with 1 wire, but then it's actually 2 on there. So I'm not going to go up close just yet with this. Maybe when I take it off, I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, I'll do that. When I take the one off, I'll show you what it looks like. I want these spaces perfect. This is the prep. The prep is the most important part of builds like this. Most coil builds, the prep is important. You want to start off on a good foot. You want this to be very tight, these 2 wires very tight all the way down. And you really want to make sure you really just... It's the most important part of this build because when you're coming to fuse it later, spacing will fuck you up. It really will. Okay? It's not, parallel claptoning is not easy to do. So don't look at the way I do it and say it should be that easy. No, it takes a lot of practice. I might even mess up. Parallel claptoning is not an easy thing. It takes practice. You just got to keep trying. But the power fuse method for ribbon is probably just going to be your best bet, in my opinion. All right. So I got 2 pieces of 40 coming up to 4 pieces of .4 ribbon. We're going to clapton them together with 2 pieces of 40. Okay. Put it in forward. I'm going to start the drill slow. Making sure it's nice and tight as I go up it. If I have to reverse, I will. You can. Also, what's very important with this is making sure. Hold on, I'm going to take a break in a second. Oh, I just messed up. Alright. I claptoned over one with the other. Okay? And all we do is reverse that and fix it slowly. So if I do something like this. This might take a second to get focused in. This is kind of what I'm talking about with the quality. Is now I got to take my time to focus in on this. Alright, you see I clapped in one over the other. I mean, that didn't take too long to do there, but. Okay, so I clapped in one wire over the other, so now I have to reverse it, right? And I'll just reverse it with my hands. And I'm going to tell you why this happened. And it was actually what I just wanted to explain. I'm going to get my glasses on and re-clap them. Now, but it's wrinkled there, right? So we got to be careful now on this part. So now let me do it slowly until them wrinkles are out. And this might even mess up your spacing, so you got to be careful. Get it as tight as possible. I mean, that's certainly going to mess up my spacing a little bit, but I think I'm going to be alright. I'll be fine. As long as I don't keep doing that. Alright, so the reason why that, you see how it's wrinkled there? That's definitely opening up the spacing. That's a mistake that it might come to affect me later, but I think I'll be alright. I think I can figure this out. It's not a big deal unless it keeps happening. Alright, so the reason that happened is because I wasn't holding both wires with the same tension. So sometimes you guys gotta stop and reset. So now I'm gonna hold both wires with the same tension so one's not looser than the other. And just make sure, I like to just pull a lot of tension back on these. So I hold the tension and then I'll begin turning. And we should be back on track. Sometimes you got to stop every couple inches and just reset your fingers so you're pulling them both the same tightness. But that's why it happened, is because I wasn't holding it the same tightness as each other. Both 40s have to be the same tightness. If one's looser than the other, it's going to go over the other one. I'm going to stop and reset my fingers before I mess up again. You can kind of feel it. You can kind of feel one wire slipping. I got down a good bit here, but I can feel the one wire slipping there. So I'm going to stop and reset my fingers, and that's about it. Jitterbug. Captain Spicy, what's up? Okay. So once again, get both wires untwisted with my fingers, pull them back to same tightness. Start the drill and just make sure I stay tight here. I'm going pretty fast now. Probably as fast as a regular drill. And you could get a tight result from doing it faster. So the more you do it, the faster you can do it. I would say if it's your first time, don't go too fast. You want to go a little fast. It just popped out of the thing. I kind of knew this might not be the best setup for this build. But that's okay. I can just get it back in there. It's not really a big deal. It actually looks like something broke in there. Looks like some of the ribbon actually broke in there. Not a big deal. Slide the swivel up. Get this back in. Get a little deeper in there this time. I don't think that'll happen again. I'm more than halfway done. That's usually when it'll happen if it'll break though in the middle. That's when there's most force on it, is when you're in the middle of the build. Lots of weird shit's going on at the swivel and the drill. So that's when it's going to happen. And that happened almost exactly in the middle. Now, I did mess up as that happened, it looks like. I'm going to slide my vise down a little bit. I did like, it looks like I clapped it over myself like one or two. Yeah, I clapped it over myself, so I'm going to reverse a bit. Get that fixed. Once again, I'm just going to use hand spinning to fix this. This mistake doesn't look bad at all compared to that other one. It doesn't even look like a mistake happened right here. So that's good. Alright, get my shit together again. Pull back tight. Same tension on both 40. It's possible that happened because I was going so fast too, you know? I'm reaching the end game of this, it feels like. I'm going to stop for a second because I just need it to stop. You can kind of just feel when you just need to, hold on a sec. Reset. Okay. Finishing this right here. Okay. There it is, all the way down the end. I want to measure where this mistake is because it's the second mistake I made isn't bad. It's not even going to mess me up. I already know. This one could mess me up. So 14 inches in, so I can have a 7-inch build. I'm going to cut that off so I don't have problems. 7-inch coil build will get me 2 coils, 4 wrap for sure. 7 inches will be fine. So I'm probably going to do that. Is cut this mistake off and not even, so I don't have to worry about any mistakes. I'd rather just cut it off and have less wire rather than either start all over or have a fancy build that is messed up by this one little mistake, right? So I'm probably just going to cut the, I mean, for lack of better terms, cut the cancer out, you know? That is the cancer of this build. That mistake right there. The first one. Okay, now this is important. So now, we parallel clapped in it so we would have good spacing, right? So now we got to take one of these off. So this is what I do. So we got the camera here on the, where the swivel's at, right? This is the swivel. And there's 2 wires, 2 40 gauges coming out of it. Alright? There's 2 40 gauges. They're crisscrossed right now. Let me fix that. Are they crisscrossed? They are crisscrossed. Alright. Actually, let me reverse it a little bit so you can see it better. Alright, so I got 2 wires here, 2 40 gauges. Are they crisscrossed again? We don't need them to be crisscrossed. We want them... They are crisscrossed again. Alright, so this is the order they're in. Alright, so I got 2 40 gauges here, right? And that's the order that they're going on this wire. I know it's a little hard to see, but I think you get the point that there's 2 wires coming into this ribbon stack. The one closer to the swivel is the one staying on. Alright, so this is the swivel. Alright, the one closer to the swivel is the one staying on. So I'm going to cut that damn near flush right here. So that one's cut off. Okay, that's the one that's staying. This one, I'm going to put the drill in reverse and pull back on it. And this one's going to come off and leave that 40 gauge space there. Alright. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to get like perfect spacing because it's a 40 gauge space. That's what I need to get into there. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So here's the one that I'm pulling off. I'm just going to pull, put the drill in reverse. Don't go super fast. And you want to pull it off the same angle it went on. And this will just give me perfect spacing on this all the way up. Also, if there was any slight twist in your ribbon, this should get them out. Going in reverse and pulling tension should get them out. Alright, so I'm going to cut this bad 40 gauge off of the good spool. I'm going to cut this down a little bit, throw that down here. And I'm also going to get my spools put away because if I don't put them away now, I'm going to have all this 40 gauge down there all around the place. So get these 40 gauge spools wrapped up and good so I don't waste any wire. That one. And we don't need this vise anymore. That was just for the parallel Clapton. Okay. People might think this is a waste of wire, but just consider it as an investment so that you get a good build, okay? You want this build to go good, you want it to look pretty at the end, well, you need to invest some wire. And some 15 foot of 40 gauge is what you need to invest, which is about 30 to 60 cents worth of wire. Okay? And we could stop the drill. Alright. Done. There it is. Alright. So now I have my ribbon all staggered and ready to go, ready to be cut in half and used as frames. So now we got to figure out that's what it looks like. And if I turn, you should see the 4 pieces of ribbon. Yeah, this. See the 4 pieces of ribbon in there somewhere. That's the flat piece of ribbon, and then if I turn it, you'll see that it's 4 pieces. You can kind of see the lines in there. A little hard to see, but there. That's probably better. I can't get surgery until November 1st because of insurances. I don't know what you want to talk about it. Thanks for asking. I appreciate people caring about it, but I don't even like talking about it. I can't get surgery until November 1st because insurance companies will not give you insurance until November 1st because of whatever the fuck this country does. I don't even understand it. It's the same old, same old. Alright, back to the coil builder. I guess if nobody heard this before, I was supposed to get surgery the 3rd of this month, and the insurance company said they were paying for it. I have to get insurance through somebody else. No insurance company is covering a surgery until November 1st. It's impossible to get a surgery if you didn't already have medical until November 1st. Because of whatever this country does, I don't understand it. And I'm kind of just sick of it. It's just my new normal. I don't know. It's just what it is. It's extremely frustrating. I wish it was something I could just poke a needle into and drain, but unfortunately it's right near my fucking jugular, so it's actually a pretty, it's a dangerous surgery regardless. You got a new Instagram music account? You should put your link there then. Okay, so I have to find that mistake. I'm gonna find that mistake and see if it's even that big of a mistake. Yeah, that'll fuck me up. Okay. I'm gonna cut that out. Dun, 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 dun. tell you this, I'm done with advocacy, dude. I don't know. It's maybe I don't understand it. Maybe I don't I read as much as I can about what's going on, but the way I see it is completely different from the way everybody else sees it. And I don't want to get labeled as a right wing or a left wing or anything like that. I don't even want to be involved with any of that shit. The advocacy for me is a dead subject because there's just certain things I believe that other people in the industry do not believe. I could share it with you, but it would sound like I'm either right or left about it. I don't play that shit. That's not how I see it. I see it as my state's doing all right with a vapor tax, and you should be begging to just be taxed instead of extinction. You should be begging for a tax. That's how I see it. And I just don't get it. I don't understand how vapors want to give nothing. They want to give... I don't know, and this is why I don't want to talk about it, because maybe there is a thing about fighting where I say an extreme thing, the government says an extreme thing, and then the vapors say an extreme thing, and somewhere we meet in the middle. I don't know if that's what we're doing. I don't understand it enough. When I see people say, the Democrats are saying we should tax vapor products instead of completely making them extinct, I think that's a great idea. I don't want it extinct. I'd rather pay... You might think the tax is a hefty tax and that people won't pay it. I live in Pennsylvania where we've had a 40% vapor tax for 5 years. And it is one of the best states to get vapor products. I don't talk about advocacy because it doesn't bother me, because I live in a state where we got taxed. We did not fight the tax. We said, okay, we will pay you your tax. You need to make up money from what the cigarette companies were giving you. You need to make that up. If you will leave us alone, I will pay extra money so I could keep having this. I feel like you should embrace a tax. Maybe you should fight it and be like, I don't know if people are doing this. Say, no, I don't want a tax. So you meet in the middle for a lesser tax. I don't know. I don't have the time to do the research. Nor do I. Some of the advocacy I see is just completely opposite of what I'm thinking. I don't get it. You want to give nothing? You got to give something. You got to give something. You got to. You're not going to win this fucking fight. You're not going to win. They have had this, they've been playing their game for hundreds and hundreds of years. Vaping is 10 years old. You are not going to win against the politicians and the fucking cigarette companies with that kind of fucking attitude. You gotta give something. Make it worth their while. If you get taxed for your vapor products, do you know why the politicians protect the cigarette companies? Because the cigarette companies make the money off the fucking taxes that they got taxed for the cigarettes. So they get protection from the fucking politicians because they're paying them money. We need protection with politicians by paying them fucking money. You need to accept the fucking tax. That's how I see it. And I'm not willing to even argue with anybody about it. I'm not. That's just the way I see it. You need the politicians' protection. You need to give them money. We give the money through the taxes, and it's done and over with. Do you want to fight for fucking years over this? Or it just seems like people just want to argue. Do you want to fight for years over this? Or do you want to just get it done and over with so we can have our fucking vapor products back? That's the bottom line. I don't see people's argument of no tax, no regulation, no... It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You gotta give. You can't just take. You gotta give. It's a two-way street. That's why they're being protected, is because of their fucking tax. That's why they're protected. Because you're giving them money. Let's give them money to leave us the fuck alone. It's not that bad. We've got a tax in PA. It's been going on for about 5 years now. It's been going on so long that it's the new normal. This bottle of juice is $25. What's the big fucking deal? It's $25 now. That's not a big deal. Why are you fighting this? It works out at the end. Now, what I don't agree with is maybe this is what people are fighting over, and this is why I don't want to get into advocacy, because I just don't get it. Maybe PA has a tax, and then the government also taxes it, so then maybe PA will get double taxed. That wouldn't be fair, but still, it's better than extinction. It's better than extinction. That's what it is. Tell these moms that are all about, you're making our kids go to smoking. Tell them moms that we're also paying money to the state so that your kids can go to a free school. You know, so they can go to public school. Our money's going to that. Our money's going back into the state, going back into the country. So let us stick around, and there would be no problem. It's all about fucking money. It's all about money. So give them fucking money. Give them money. It's like vapors have this. Like there's some people that have this idea in their head that they're gonna be able to do nothing. They're gonna be able to just. No, government doesn't look at it. We don't pay no taxes. We're gonna be the only thing in the fucking world that people don't agree with, that we don't have to pay taxes. Come on, what do you think this is? Really? And I just think that's the bottom line. Really, it just seems like people want to like. You should embrace the tax. Look at the states that got taxed. They're doing fine with vaping. Get the fucking tax, dude. Do the tax. No, nobody's got to be for setting over a rant or nothing. It's something I've been thinking about, and it's just like I seen it pop up this week where like the Democrats are saying that maybe we should tax it, and then vapors are pushing back on that when we're going extinct. They're saying we will let you stay around, just give us some fucking money. We're going extinct. Everybody's saying vaping's dead, vaping's dead, vaping's dead, which I don't subscribe to that thought. But the same people that are saying vaping's dying are willing to fucking cut their nose off to spite their fucking face. I just don't get it. Like, what is our end goal here? To just keep fighting for years and years and years and years and years? Or do you want an end to this? Do you want to get back to the way we were? Or do you want to just fight for years? It kind of seems like some people just want to fight for years. It's fucked up what the government does. It really is. Like the PMTAs, I'm pretty sure that like the vapor companies had to pay money to do the PMTAs. I'm pretty sure, right? Maybe I'm wrong. But didn't you, if you had to submit a PMTA for your company, alright, let's say I'm Sad Boy, and I had to submit a PMTA for my company, I'm pretty sure a fee came with that. I don't know how much the fee was. I heard it was a lot. I heard it was thousands of dollars. That's what I heard, okay? So this is the fucked up shit that the government does, okay? So they had to pay, so PMTAs are basically, they're going to review your company, you're going to let them know why your company should stick around, why it's not dangerous, why you should be allowed in to sell your vapor products. This is what I believe the PMTAs were. And you had to pay a fee to get these PMTAs done, like fill out a form, and also, let's just say it's a $150 fee, whatever. I don't know how much the fee was, let's just say it's $150. $150 fee so we can look at your PMTA. We got to pay somebody to look at your PMTA, go over it, review it. Thousands, tens of thousands of companies, I think, maybe just thousands, maybe hundreds, it doesn't matter, paid this money to put in their PMTAs, and they all got denied. So 100 companies times $150 is how much the government made off of doing these PMTAs just to get shut down. Wow. Like, that's fucked up. Do you want to keep fighting with these people? Do you really want to keep fighting with these people? They're going to fucking win. They're going to win. They've been doing this for fucking centuries. They're going to win. You really want to keep fighting with this? Thousands per item, right? So Sad Boy pays thousands of dollars. What you name it, Glass pays thousands of dollars. Whatever other U.S. companies that have products out pay thousands of dollars for them to review the PMTAs, and they just get denied a year later. They just made bank off of nothing. They did nothing. They just made so much money just off of that. Took the money out of the company's pocket, so now that they have less money to fight later on. You gotta stop the bleeding. You got to, man. Take an example out of like Pennsylvania and other, I don't know what other states just do the tax thing. Some of the states' taxes are fucking humongous, but you know what they're not? They're not extinct. They're not extinct. And now like a senator came out and said, if you didn't do the PMTAs, good on you, because now what else they did with the PMTAs is now Sad Boy goes in, all these companies put their PMTAs in, and now the government knows where these companies are, where the government might not even have known about Sad Boy, but now they do. So now some governor of some state came out and said, if you didn't do the PMTAs, don't, because now you're not on the government's radar. You didn't do the PMTAs, so they're not even looking at your company. So the people that didn't do the PMTAs have more money, they didn't get denied, and the government doesn't even know they exist. So because you did them PMTAs, now the government's going to fuck with you. Because you did what you thought was the right thing, which everybody would have did, I would have did it too. In hindsight, now that we're looking at it, we're like, fuck, we shouldn't even have did that. We shouldn't have did that. We should have stayed underground. We shouldn't even have fucking did that. We shouldn't have. It's ridiculous what like we have to deal with, but I just think it's equally ridiculous to keep fighting a tax. I thought we were done with that. I thought people took the example and just were like, oh fuck, we should have took the fucking tax. Look at Pennsylvania. Nick Devine's over there vaping every fucking day, buys whatever fucking juice he wants in Pennsylvania. All of his shops that he goes to are still open. They're doing better. They did better during the pandemic than most companies. Is it because of the tax? You don't think that? It's because of the fucking tax. We're giving our state money to stay around. And it's awesome. Fucking take the example and just run with it. It's asinine to me. It's just so ass backwards. I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand it. I seen it starting popping up this week, and I just started getting frustrated. Alright, back to the build. So what I was thinking when I pulled out the square wire is, what I was thinking was square wire in the middle of ribbon. That's kind of, oh man, that would take a long time. Maybe I shouldn't even mention that. And it's not even like... Also, okay, in saying all this, maybe I did kind of say this, but I really need to nail this home. I really do. I like to stay in my lane, okay? Because I am not educated with this stuff, really. When it comes to advocacy, I just don't read enough of it. It doesn't... and it might be because of the state I'm in, man. Maybe if I'm in a state where it's almost extinct, maybe I would be. But because my state isn't, I kind of, like, you know, like, Jersey's right next to us. And look at, like, Jay Hayes is going through all this shit where he's making another company and shit because he can't sell vapor products anymore. It's fucked up. And, like, I'm right next to this state. And it's like, I just don't have enough information on it, nor do I look for the information. I'm guilty of that. Like, I like to stay in my lane. Like, I don't really want to fight about whether you should take a tax or not, because maybe I don't know everything. Maybe I don't. Like I said, if I were to get another tax on top of our Pennsylvania tax, like Pennsylvania has a 40% wholesale tax, if we were to get another tax on top of that, yeesh, you know? What if that's a 40% tax? Then we have an 80% tax on our vapor products. It's still going to be cheaper than smoking. It's still better for you. But, ouch. You know, that is ouch. Okay, so maybe that's why they fight the vapor tax. So I'm guilty of maybe not knowing everything, but I really feel I need to get the point out there that I think we should try to settle on the tax. I really think that we should try to settle on the tax. That I don't see any other way out of this. I really don't. I only see being a partner with the government is what you kind of have to do. I just don't see any other way out of it. There's never been a way out of it. That's what cigarettes did, man. That's why they get the protection. The cigarettes did the I know about that, I just can't think of the name. But you know, the more cigarettes sell, the more the state gets. Okay? That's why they're protected. They're protected because they are with the government. That's why they're protected. That's where we need to snuggle up right next to them, I think. They're in bed with each other. I need them to be like, squeeze a cheek, dude. Let me get some covers, dude, you know? Sneak into bed with them. These guys had a tax too, and they still took it away. It's crazy. That's crazy. It's just ludicrous. That's just nuts. This world's crazy, dude. It's just crazy. That's crazy, David. These guys did have a tax too. I know that. It's wild. You know, this is the shit that I'm like, I gotta stay in my lane. I don't know enough about this. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. They need to see results too, you know? They need to see results. Like, if we tax them, are we even getting enough money to even keep this shit around? But I also think that maybe, like, they try out things. Like, we're going to go to Jersey and tax it. Like, state by state, they go PA, maybe.
Oh,
Why? What do you want?
I was going to see if you were playing.
No, but after the show, like 5:30, I'm going to get on and play Fortnite. Alright? Alright, so, maybe they try out in different states, like PA, we're going to give them a tax and see what happens there. Jersey, we're going to give them a tax, and then we're going to cancel it over here. We're going to see what happens. Where do we get better results? Are people actually buying more cigarettes when we get rid of vaping in Jersey? We're going to find out. Are people going back to smoking because of the tax in PA? We're going to find out. You know, their goal is to push people back to cigarettes. They may argue with that. That's their fucking goal. They want to push people back to cigarettes. That's 100% their goal. They do not want everybody off of cigarettes and vaping. They want everybody on cigarettes. It's obviously the goal. They're never going to say that, but in their own little way, they're saying that. They want to push you back to cigarettes because that's where they make the most money. So we gotta, you know, where we're taking money from their cigarettes, we need to give it back. We need to, or we can't win. There's just no way to win. Yeah, like a human behavior experiment. Like, this state we completely canceled it. This state we taxed and canceled it. This state we just taxed it. This state we didn't touch at all. Like, and they're seeing, well, in California, what they do is this, and we had great results. You know, obviously they don't. Like, United States does not care what UK is doing. For whatever reason, they don't even look at UK to see what they're doing, which is kind of where we want to go. We want to go to the UK, kind of like be like them, right? When it comes to vaping, we want to do that. So, maybe they're doing that. I don't know. This is just what I see, I guess, what I observe. And like I always tell you, if like I'm not like a political person, but in just saying I'm not a political person makes me a political person. I got into politics because of vaping. I would have had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. But ever since I got into vaping, I've started to notice the corruption and the lies and the fear-mongering and all this stuff. And that, in turn, made politics involved with me. I didn't get involved with politics. They got involved with me. And it's a saying that people say. If you don't get involved with politics, politics will get involved with you. Some people, it's their housing tax. Some people, it's their school taxes. Some people, it's their sugar tax. For me, it was the vaping tax that got involved with me. And I understand that it's kind of a double-edged sword when I say I don't do politics. The reason I don't do politics is because I do know a lot about politics and I don't like it. Okay? So in saying I don't deal with politics is because I've dealt with politics, you know? It's kind of like a double-edged sword. This is the reason why I don't like politics, is because I think I understand it. I think I'm starting to fucking get it. I never did when I was younger. I was like, you know, when I was younger, I was like, anarchy, you know, fuck the police and all this shit, which are most thoughts I don't believe nowadays. But I'm starting to, like, regress back into, like, I kind of understand why I was like that. You know, I kind of understand, like, maybe the younger Nick was a little smarter. Is because maybe he learned something in school and that's what made him think this. You know, I don't know. But it's interesting to think of, like, why all of a sudden am I talking about politics so much when I don't even fucking vote? I don't even follow these people. The only thing I know about Kamala Harris is she's a cocksucker. That's the only thing I know. That might be the only thing I need to know. But literally, these are the information points that I pick up through Facebook and shit. This is what I get. Like, I don't know anything else about her. I just know she's a cocksucker. That's all. That's all I know. So I gotta stay in my lane sometimes. But sometimes I see things I'm just like, what? Take the fucking tax! And some people find advocacy very interesting, but to be honest, I could never do like a full advocacy show and like break down all these articles that the people read and stuff. I'm glad that other people do it, but it's more of a, I gotta stay in my lane. I'm just a fucking guy screaming here at a camera to take a fucking tax. That's all. I'm just a human being, middle class fucking person just like everybody in the chat, and this is, I'm not a fucking politician. I would say I'm a vaping advocate for sure, right? Doesn't mean you're gonna see a lot of advocacy out of me. Do I care? Yes, but I gotta stay in my lane. I gotta say, because I don't know enough about it. I couldn't carry on a conversation with like Grim Green about vaping advocacy. There's no way I could. He just knows too much more. You know what I mean? It's just I gotta stay in my lane. And as a citizen of this United States, as a middle-class citizen of the United States of Pennsylvania, this is what I see and this is what I feel. And that's it. And people could agree, people could disagree. For the most part, I see people agree. It doesn't matter, really. It doesn't mean we have to hate each other over it. It doesn't. It actually that has no bearing on it. Whether I like you or not with your politics, I don't really care. It's certainly interesting. I mean, it just, man, I just wish it stopped, you know? I wish the whole vaping, fighting for vaping thing stopped and we could get back to where it's just fun and we celebrate that it's a better lifestyle. We celebrate that we could get people off of cigarettes. We celebrate that we converted people off of cigarettes. We celebrate the art that we make from this vaping. We celebrate the, you know, just the, you know, people like not having COPD anymore, is that what it's called? You know, get back to the fun part of it instead of always having to fight. And I guess it comes from, like, I'm just the type of person that I could see people's point of view. And I don't know, lately I've been feeling like I see it better than other people do. I'm going to get back to building in a second. I just feel I see, like when a mother says my daughter started smoking because of vaping, I could hop in her point of view. I could see what she means. I could even feel for her for a little bit. You know, I could understand that when a politician says, you know, vaping is safer than smoking, but so what? I could jump into that stupid motherfucker's brain too and be like, let me see, where is he going at with this? Like, what does he mean? It's a money thing. I could understand this. I could jump into people's minds and be like, I kind of see like why you're arguing, why you're passionate about this, why. Like, I understand it. So seeing both parts is very important. So maybe sometimes these people that are advocating for vaping should just jump outside themselves and jump inside of a politician's fucking brain and think, like, why, and what would I do if I was that politician? Because obviously I disagree with almost every politician, you know. But it's good to understand why they're doing what they do. And it's not always because they're evil. It's because they're either misinformed or money. It's just money. Okay. 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 That's what you gotta do. This is you. This is the politician. This is me in the middle, right? Okay. 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 Or it's more like this. Okay. 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 You meet in the middle. So, I can lighten this up with something. We can lighten this up. We're going to change the subject. We're going to start building coils. I think I'm just going to do, I'm just going to do the Parabolic, man. I'm just going to do the same coil on the thumbnail. I'm going to do the Parabolic. Okay? Okay. I just need my, my boom. I'll just need my boom stick. I did want to use them square wires though, huh? Maybe we'll do another build with square wires soon. Okay. This here is my boom stick. No, we're never gonna survive unless we give a little. No, we're never gonna survive unless we live a little. That's Seal. Take that to the fucking bank, dude. That's the song of the day. No, we're never gonna survive unless we give a little. Take that to the bank. You remain my power, my pleasure, my pain, baby. That's the best part of Shameless when what's his name, Cody or Brody something, when Lip's like ex-girlfriend is messing with the dude from Sex Anonymous, the Sex Addicts Anonymous, and he puts Seal on as he's finishing the job, having sex, and he's singing it. He's like, my power, my pleasure, my pain, and then he lays over and he starts crying. And she's like, are you fucking crying? He's like, I just feel so close to you right now. Oh my god. I just feel so close to you right now. And she says something like, you pussy. That's the best part, dude. I think that's season 1. What's up, Asian Kitten? I don't know if I said hi to you yet today. Stephen A. Cameron, everybody. Alright. This is the one I'm going to make a corrugated wire. So, this week we had to go to Ava's school because she got inducted into the National Honor Society, which we're super proud of her, of course. She's worked hard for it. She's been doing good in school. Even last year with the pandemic and staying home from school, she got straight A's. She went to every day of class, which almost nobody did. She did good in school, and she's inducted into the National Honor Society, which is really good if, especially if you're looking at college afterwards. Like colleges look at stuff like this. You could be, I wouldn't say a shoo-in for college scholarships, but it's a lot closer when you're in the National Honor Society, when you're known as a good student and stuff like this. And her school is a charter school. It kind of focuses on it's almost like a military, it's like a, I don't want to say they treat the kids like they're in the military, but it's kind of like that. Like they have a really military outlook on how to bring kids up in school, So they had like, an old guy there from the National Honor Society. And he was a captain of a ship or something. Super smart. You could just tell. He just had like a long gray beard. He's super smart. If you got a long gray beard, you're probably smart, right? So first, the principal comes up, and he's like 80 years old now. Everybody's wearing masks at this thing, but he comes up. This I was laughing out loud. I was like the only person in there. There's like families of people in there. I'm cracking up because he gets up to the podium, and he's like, he takes his mask off, and he's like, I'm the oldest in the room, so I'm going to use my privilege to take this mask off. And I'm like, and so he's looking around the room, making sure nobody complains about it. So he does his little speech, and then he brings up Captain whatever, Jack Sparrow or whatever, the smart guy with the long gray beard. Obviously a lot of wisdom. Gandalf looking motherfucker, So he comes up, and he takes his mask off. He's like, as the second oldest person in this room, I'm going to take the privilege. So I'm like, that's really funny. Like I'm looking around like, can I say like I'm like the 15th oldest in here? I can take off my mask or something. So, but what he had like this whole speech on, having, just being a good student and stuff. But he was talking about people being smart. And he was just talking about if you're very smart, and he said like I am, or he actually also said, as I grown older and I grew up, which was yesterday, I learned that being smart only goes so far. You could be smart all you want, but if you don't use them smarts, or he was actually saying if you don't show off them smarts and show people what you're passionate about with them smarts, then your smarts are good for nothing. That you actually, to be considered smart or to use your smarts for good, you actually have to show people why you're smart, how you're using your smarts. Using your smarts for something is the only, you get no benefit out of being smart unless you use it. You got to use it, And there's probably a lot of people on their couch just watching shows all the time that are really smart, but it's good for nothing. It's good for nothing. You need to show it off and do something that you're passionate about, so you're actually using them smarts, and people could appreciate them smarts, and it could influence them to use their smarts. So I took a lot out of it. I don't know if any of the kids did. Probably not. At that age, I wouldn't have took anything out of it, but I got something out of it, so that was good. Alright, 0.3 parabolic, and I'm going to use some 0.4. I think I'm going to do a pattern fuse, too. Yeah, okay, let's get out some 0.4 ribbon. I'm going to put 3 on either side of this parabolic. My goal was really just to build and talk a little bit. But yeah, that shit was weighing on my mind this week, the whole tax thing, man. I mean, I could tell you where I seen it, but I think everybody knows where I seen it. Oh! Oh! Why is this not stretching? Oh, because it's Canthol maybe? It should still stretch. It's just feeling really hard to stretch this 0.4 right now. Also, this is interesting. So, like I said, it's like a military kind of background kind of school, right? The National Honor Society, it's like 3 kids from each class at this charter school. I don't think it's every school. I think it's really just they pick schools and, you know, these kids get in. So, you know, the top kids in all the classes are in this National Honor Society. So the seniors were there, right? And the seniors have been in the National Honor Society for at least 1 or 2 years, I guess. Ava's only got into it this year, so she wasn't in it as a freshman. She probably would have got in it if COVID didn't happen. So she's in the National Honor Society now, and she'll probably be in it until senior year, as long as she keeps her grades up and does what they want her to do. This school is also a lot about having empathy for others and helping others out. Like, Ava's just like really kind. Like, she's like her mother's like a real, like, she'll talk to anybody. She'll help anybody out if anybody's in trouble. She's very kind person herself. So I think Ava gets that from her, because I fucking hate people. So one of the things with, like, in this school is just helping others, being kind. This school is like, it's 40% African American, 30% Hispanic, you know, like 10% Asian, and like 10% white. So it's a very diverse school, all colors and nationalities and stuff. So, so the seniors were there, right? But we didn't know they were seniors, okay? So we seen two senior girls sitting up there. They're going to talk during the National Honor Society about being a senior and what the National Honor Society is for them. And then there was this boy there, camo. Just straight up camo, head to toe. Hat, shirt, pants, camouflage, fatigues. Just has them on. So he comes up and talks. It's 2 girls and a boy. He comes up and talks. He was shorter. It was kind of funny because he was shorter, and he kept having to bring the microphone down because the girls were taller. So, then they said they were seniors, and we were like, wow, that's a senior? He was shorter than Ava. Had a baby face, you know. This boy had a baby face. Shorter than Ava. He looked like he shouldn't even be a freshman, right? But, you could tell in his voice, like maybe he was going through puberty or just went through puberty or whatever. Anyway, when we left, we were talking about it, like, wow, could you believe them kids were seniors? And I was like, yeah, I was really surprised at the one boy. And Ava's like, that's actually not a boy. And I was like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, that he's transitioning. It was a female, but they're transitioning. And I was like, wow, he really looked like a boy, sounded like a boy, acted like a boy. I was like, wow, I have to imagine that there was some kind of testosterone or something taken, because that was, I was very surprised. Let's figure out what's trying to... Okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't put the parabolic in. Okay. So to put this parabolic in, I do want to have 40 gauge ready. Alright, so I have my 3 pieces of .4 bent here. And then I'm going to take the corrugated and put it in the middle. But I don't want it to stand up like the corrugated we did. I want it to lay down so I can make the parabolic. And then I'm going to wrap this nice and tight. Okay. So usually when you do these parabolics, right, the ribbon, the parabolic wire in there, so the corrugated in there usually stands taller than the 0.4. Like I could look at this and I could see the humps coming out, and that wouldn't be good for fusing. Like I'm looking at it now and I could see, let me get it like this, let me show it to you like this. See, when I look at the side, you can see the ribbon popping out. What do you think that's going to do to my 40 gauge when I start fusing it? It's going to mess with it. It's going to, you see? How the humps are bigger than the 0.4? We can't have that, dude. We can't have it. Not up in here. Alright? So we need to make that ribbon smaller, right? Them humps are, they're too humpty-hump. They're too humpty-hump. Now, some people might think there's no such thing as too humpty-hump, Nick. Humpty-hump is good, isn't it? Not all the time, okay? Not all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hot glue here because I'm actually going to pull on this ribbon. That will stretch it. That will, if I stretch the ribbon, it'll drop the humps, and it will then become 0.4 as long as I do it real slow and make sure that I got it in there. But first I need to hot glue it so I don't pull the ribbon out of the build, because I'm literally going to pull the corrugated to stretch it to make it smaller and fit in there. So if I pull it, I could technically pull it out of here, and I don't want to do that, so this is when I hot glue. Let that dry. Keep it on the right. What, like this? Tell me if that's what you mean. I can. So let me know if that's what you mean. Okay. So now I'm going to go down here to this and pull just the corrugated wire. And then I'm going to go up here. It's not quite enough. just going to keep stretching it until it's as big as the 0.4. Almost there? Cool, square one. Alright, cool. Note it. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what side I put it on for me. I can put it on whatever side. So I'll keep it there for now on. Okay. So now... that's good. So now I just gotta bind this all together. Let me do this. But, no, not like that. Do this. Now, just like if it was a regular ribbon stack, I should be able to wrap this up. And then just slide it down there. And if it slides down there, that usually means my parabolic is the right size, right? Because it would be getting caught, my 40 gauge would be getting caught on there if it wasn't. Baby. Bridget vacuums a retarded amount of times. So much, dude. She's literally been vacuuming for the past hour and a half. She said, I got to vacuum real quick. I hope this doesn't interrupt your live. I said, listen, I'm going live in 20 minutes. You want to start now? Yeah, I'll start 20 minutes before the show. We are an hour and a half into the show, and she started vacuuming 20 minutes before the show. She's been vacuuming for an hour and 15 minutes. She's not on drugs either. She's not on drugs. She's completely sober. 2 hours of fucking vacuuming. We have hardwood floors. We have some throw rugs. We have hardwood floors, dude. Hardwood floors. Vacuuming for 2 fucking hours. It's like 1,000 square foot house. What the fuck? Yeesh. Let me change my batteries. These are dead. Down at your roses in bloom, the light from the moon. I don't know all the words to that song. The vacuum works fine. It takes me 10 minutes to vacuum this room. Maybe 10 minutes. Now, dude, my allergies have been... Does anybody else have allergies? And are they ridiculously bad, like, right now? Because I don't think it's just me. My allergies are so bad. And this is probably because... I mean, it's a couple things. It's probably because I snort too many drugs in my life, so my nose is fucking shot. But... it's allergies, dude. Really bad. And now we have double the cat, so it's getting in. I might have to kill one of these cats. cut this frame in half. It is 14.5 inches long, so at 7 1/4 I'm gonna cut it. And I got a little trick to show you too, because it's a 4x4 stack, which means it's the same size on one side as the other, so it's a little hard to see where. So 7 1/4, right? I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna bring these down. I'm gonna strip some of the 40 gauge on each of them. Okay. So if I were to take the 40 gauge on each of them and strip the end right here, which I basically just put my fingernail in there and pull. I stripped one already. I stripped both. Okay, so I strip a little bit of it. Maybe about like 10 wraps, right? So now if I strip them, that's going to reveal the ribbon. And then I could take that ribbon and bend it over, like fan it out, bend it over kind of. So if I do this way I could prep the build the proper way where the ribbon is pointing up. The staple wire, the ribbon points up, right? Fan out, you piece of shit. There you go. Okay. I'm taking Claritin and Benadryl. I'm doing nasal strips, nasal sprays. My allergies are just wow. Wow. Right now I'm good. Okay, so now since I fan this out like this, so I do this so that I know which way to put the ribbon on my build, right? So that the ribbons stick up. If you ever done one of these or are going to do it, you'll kind of understand. If you never did one, you're probably like, what are you talking about, dude? But, alright, so now I'm going to go and get these frames on here. And as long as my ribbon's pointing out, see, this ribbon's pointing out, that's what I want. I don't want it pointing down or up, I want it pointing away on both of these. Okay. See, that's what I want. They're fanned out, which means my ribbon is pointing up the right way. Comprende? Juice Man, what's up? Now that your rose is in bloom. La, 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 la. One more wrap, and I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Come back and we'll start fusing this thing. We're gonna at least skip fuse it, but I might even pattern fuse it. Parabolic might be a little hard to pattern fuse, but I've done it before, I think. Hopefully I won't have any problems wrapping the coil if I pattern fuse it. So pattern fusing is basically putting a pattern in the fuse, like skip 1 or skip 2. Or you wouldn't be skip 1, that would be a skip fuse. But maybe skip 2. Spaces and then put a fuse, or skip 3 spaces and then do a fuse. We've done kind of a skip fused a little bit ago, so maybe we should do a pattern fuse. We'll try a pattern fuse, why not? Maybe I'll like skip 3 spaces, put 1 in. What's up, real Tommy? Fake Tommy was just here. I was like, yo dude, you gotta beat it, dude. You gotta beat it, fake Tommy. We can't be having that shit here. You fake, bro. You cap. You nothing but cap, bro. Stop the cap. Alright. I'm going to show you what this looks like while I go to the bathroom. I'll put it up on the big screen. We're gonna have to get closer than that. Closer. Oh, you son of a bitch. Don't dare. Okay, that's what you're getting, dude. It'll stop vibrating in a second. 4 plies on the frames. 4 ply 0.4, 3 pieces on either side of the parabolic. The parabolic's 0.3. It's all 0.4 besides the parabolic. I did 0.3. Okay, let's get it on the drill and start fusing. I kind of wish I did it a little wider, like maybe put more ribbon on the inside, or maybe that 0.4 square on the inside too, but it is what it is now. Okay. Keep that up. I keep that when I do this. I'm gonna have to do this again anyway. All right. And let me just get this out of the way before I start fusing. Especially when people say, I'm sorry I brought up a touchy subject or whatever, I'm sorry I started a rant. Do not get me wrong, okay? I'm the type of person that loves to argue. I like ranting, I like yelling, I like that. So don't get it twisted, okay? I am an argumentative person. I like, I don't want to say like controversy, but I don't mind ranting. I kind of like it, you know? It's kind of therapeutic in a way, and I just like it. It's just, I don't know. I'm kind of weird in the, like, you know. I mean, anybody that has a YouTube channel is kind of like an attention whore in a way, right? Like, it doesn't have to be an extreme attention whore. Like, I ain't gonna take my pants off or nothing. But, you know what I mean? You know? I don't mind it, okay? So don't think that anybody's doing anything wrong when I say things I say or rant on about something. There's some things I'd rather not talk about sometimes, but for the most part, whatever. It's better to have something to talk about than not. And I actually don't mind being angry and ranting sometimes. I think most people are like that. I don't know. I'll leave them on. Yeah, probably. Probably. You never know. You never know, you know? People do weird stuff, man. You never know. Baby. This thing is too foreign. Actually, I gotta go take more sinus medicine. You're gonna have to wait a second because I'm not dealing with this. My last dose of Tylenol sinus is wearing off, I think. Took it in the morning, so it makes sense. Okay, so we got this. Good. 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 I'll be good. Okay. Maybe a little too tight. Let's loosen that up a little bit. I think we're good now. We're good. Alright, let me get this camera straight and then I'm going to run downstairs and get some sinus pills. Sinus pills. The camera definitely looks better with the LEDs. Let's just say that. Okay. Yes. Yes. They definitely existed. Okay. I'm going to take I just want to flatten this a little bit with my nylon pliers. Okay, and then I'm going to get one of my 40 gauge spools and we're going to start wrapping it. First I'm just going to wrap it like a regular coil, like go into all spaces. And then I'm going to figure out what kind of pattern I want to do. I usually skip 3 spaces and fuse 3 spaces, skip 3 spaces and fuse 3 spaces. That's probably what I'm going to do. It's just it's kind of the easy route to go. But that'll still showcase them frames and look like a cool fuse, and the parabolic you'll still see too. see how the ribbon, it's like kind of sideways the top end. That's gonna happen for a second until, sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it's perfect, but most of the times that happens. You kind of just have to like kind of muscle it in there and fuse it, and eventually it'll straighten out. And once it goes straight, you're usually alright. I need to get my glass on because I can't see a thing. What the fuck was that? Oh! I never tighten this thing in there. Crazy. I never tightened the Adams Customs thing. I never tightened it into the drill yet. I had that key. Where did I put it? Okay. So I'm kind of happy with my start now, so maybe I should start thinking about like the pattern I'm gonna be doing. I mean, at the leads, you kind of do want it full fused. I think that's usually what I do. Is like have a full fuse for a little bit on the leads, and then start the pattern. But you see, if I were to fuse all these gaps, you wouldn't see that it's a ribbon frame. It would just look like a regular stagger fuse clapped on a parabolic on the inside. You wouldn't even know that the frames are ribbon. So if you're going to take time out to do the frames ribbon, you want to show that off. The only way to show that off is to skip some of the spaces. So, one side, I'm going to skip 2 spaces, skip 2 spaces, fuse 2, 3, 4, do the angle to skip 2 spaces, straight, skip 2 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2 spaces, 1, 2, 3, course you can't. The camera moves just by itself all the time. So this side I'm going to have the pattern. The other side has like an angle on it, right? You can really do any pattern you want. Some people have done like 3 lines and 2 lines and 1 line. I usually always go with like kind of like what I'm doing, like 4 stripes, skip 2, 4 stripes, skip 2, and then the other side you could show that off too. If you like the angle side better, you could wrap it like that so that the angle side's showing. So you got this side, which is typically the side I like to see, is this kind of pattern. Right? Okay. Or you can show off this side that has the angles in it. They both look like cool sides. I like the cleanliness of the stripes on the other side myself. And as you do this, you could get pretty quick at doing this. Now, obviously, I'm just hand turning the drill, and that's all I'm going to need. But I have got quick at doing these, like this pattern fuse. Once you get into a rhythm, especially like when I'm not live, I could like pretty much bang this out. As long as my prep was good and my spacing's good. If my spacing ain't good, it's still not hard. Pattern fuse is a good way to fix a fusing mistake. So if you had bad spacing, you could do a pattern fuse and make it look good. My wires have good spacing right now, so this is not going to be an issue for me. Alright. It's looking pretty cool. Okay. So now I'm up to a point where obviously there's a 40 gauge wrap in my way, so I gotta take that out. So give me 1 sec. This is just keeping my wires together until I get to it. Boom. I call them binders. Okay. And in this build, there's, I always say you want to stay away from the zigzagging when you're fusing staggered. With this, you got to zigzag. It's just what you do on these. Zigzagging is needed. So that's why a bad spacing wire, a pattern fuse would work good for. There's a knot in my wire. Oh my god. Not positive, but it's possible I could have stretched my parabolic a little bit more than what I did too. It should fall into place really, but cool. I like it, man. I think it's looking good too. Yeah, buddy. So I'm not going to get through fusing all of this, but I'm going to fuse it a little bit longer and then probably shut down the show. I'll do my UFC picks first, but I'm going to fuse it for a little longer, and we're going to wrap up this show. I don't think there's any reason for me to keep these guys watching me fuse this. This is kind of like, it's like the good part to watch, right? The fusing part, but also you don't need an hour of it, you know what I mean? And I recognize that that could be the boring part of the show for me anyway. I just think it is. I don't really want my videos to be 2 hours of fusing the same thing over and over again, especially when nothing's going wrong. These guys kind of get the idea, right? But
Perfect.
Okay. I think you guys can see what's going on. Yeah, you see? Okay, so okay, I can show you this. Alright, so now I have a situation where my parabolic is basically bigger than what I need it, right? So what I would have to do is stretch it even more. I could do this right here. Alright, because if I turn this and you see the parabolic's right there. I'm going to point at it with my needle noses. The parabolic's right here, right inside there, but it's glued a little bit. If I were to be able to grab that and pull it, it would then make it tight and get it in there. Maybe it's just because it's not binded there, though. It kind of almost looks like maybe because it's not binded. It may not even be that it's bigger. It's a little bigger. I could use that being spaced off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna burn this hot glue off. I don't need that anymore. I only needed it to pull it. So we're gonna burn this off. You gotta be careful with this because obviously you could mess up this build by doing this. So be very careful. I'm going to push that parabolic up out of the loop so I can grab it. Come on. I need these. These thin boys. Basically what Red Eye Loon's saying is pretty much what I'm doing. Okay. I think I gotta melt a little bit more of that glue off. Now I'm gonna pull just the parabolic carefully. It's pulling. And then I kind of bend it. Do you see that bend? I kind of bend it up. You can't see it right now, but hold on. I pulled just the parabolic ribbon, and then I bent it up after I pulled it so it kept its shape. Alright? So now, let's check it out down here again. Alright, so we're going back to where we were. Very easy fix, really. And it might happen again. It's probably because the tightness of the fuse is making things tighter in there. So that's good. It's still out a little bit, but I also clipped it, so let me check here. I'm not sure if now it just has to get into place, or maybe I have to pull it more. I'm really not sure just yet. I might have to fuse another pattern to see. It's definitely way better now looking at it, right? That's way better than what it was. It was really humping down there. So let me just do a couple more spins and see what happens. Sometimes there really just isn't nothing to it but to do it. I have like a little hair there. I want to get in there. I didn't really get it. That looks like shit right there. See, it's all crumpled up because the binary was in the way. Or the parabolic was in the way. I think that hair's forever in there now, until it burns. we're good. There's a chance I might have to do that again in a little bit, pull the parabolic a bit and bend it up. But I'm actually in good shape again now. Right now, at the moment, I'm in good shape. So we're not going to worry about what's going to happen in the future. When it happens, I'll deal with it. It may never happen. It may happen a couple more times. Sometimes just the pressure pushes it out of there. It's important to keep flattening it too after you fuse it. You could also see like the parabolics is down here, right? But it's up on the other side. So sometimes when you fuse it, it pulls it into, like, look where it's fused. It looks good. But look, it's kind of creeping down here, ain't it? You see it right here? Right here? It's kind of creeping down. It's not level with the 0.4 regular ribbon. It's kind of creeping. Skip two. Use 4. Skip 2. Use 4. Booyaka. The fuck is that? Is that crud? this is going. Yeah, I think we're done here. I'm pretty much. I'm at the end of the first coil, kinda. I'll definitely get 2 coils out of this, so that's cool. This should look pretty cool when it's done, though. Pretty damn cool. Damn. I should actually. You know what? Let me get this out. Let me see if I can do this quickly. Set away there. Here. Let's see if I can bang out the first coil real quick. How much do I have to go? So it is 7 altogether, 3.5. I did about 2 inches. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see how quickly I can do this. Let's see if I hone in and focus. If I can get this done. Sometimes the camera's in my way in my head and I'm like looking at it at a weird angle and shit. I would like to get done 1 coil, because if I get done 1 coil, I could pretty much snip the 40 gauge off and put it away for another time. If I don't do that, like think about it, I gotta pick up all this with the spool at the same time and put it somewhere. It's easier to just get 1 coil done, snip the 40, and then come back and do the other one later. What's up, Brady? American Wolf, what's up? Alright. Let's see how quickly I can do like an 1 3/4 wire. What time is it? So this will be 1/4 of what I have to do. It's 5:55. Try to do no stopping unless I have to fix something. You know, obviously this video is already 2.5 hours long, but that's not how long the build took. I probably talked for about an hour, right? Pretty intricate build for a 2-hour build. In a way, a pattern fuse is probably quicker to fuse than a regular fuse because you're skipping so many spaces. obviously you gotta do this counting thing, but when you're counting up to 4, I mean, counting's not that strenuous when you're only counting up to 4. A complete idiot could count up to 4. The magnifying glasses are super important, though. You ain't gonna be able to do this without magnifying glasses. Maybe. Wind? A tornado? Get in here. All the links to all my social medias and channels are in the description. I'll be playing Fortnite on Twitch after this. Tomorrow morning, I'll be playing with the kid Lucas from Denmark on YouTube. Both channels should be in the description. And then we got Tuesday, I'll be back. I'm probably going to figure out a different build to do on Tuesday. And then Saturday, we'll try to get Clayton on. Possibly with Axeman Zombie and maybe Xeon. It really just depends on them. I also wouldn't mind having them guys on individually too, but them guys know each other, so it could be cool to have them all on at the same time. This is still going well. I should probably flatten it in a second. And I am quite literally counting in my head all these numbers. Cool. I'm getting there. Definitely going quicker. I'm almost on the first coil, I feel like. Now, also, it looks like having music in the background of like real songs is in the future for YouTube and Twitch. I'm pretty sure that they're trying to work it out so that people can play music on their streams. I think they're like signing contracts with certain record companies. In order to do that, if I'm understanding what's going on correctly. I mean, we could literally have Seal playing in the background right now while I'm fusing this. How awesome would that be? Seal. The two songs I know is Seal. I got a little bit more to go and I'll be done the first coil and then we'll get out of here. I'll do, what's up, Mandalorian? I'll do my UFC picks and we'll get out of here and I'm going to go play some Fortnite. Okay. Did I go past half? Oh. No, but I am going to just full fuse this for a second. Because this would be the leads. I'd rather have a full fuse on the leads. Okay, boom. So now I can cut this instead of just leaving it on there. Since I got done the one, I can cut the 40 gauge off. Boom. I'm going to show this to you one more time. Well, actually, I might just leave it up on the screen too. And I'll give you my picks. Okay. I hardly know all the fights tonight either. There's a lot of them. Been kissed by your nose on the grave. 1 sec. Mind. Okay. Yeah, this coil came out good. I'm pretty proud of it. Pretty proud of it. We did a good job, man. I might have made the first coil too big, but whatever. I should have probably stopped using a little bit ago. Alright, so UFC. Let's do our picks. I'm going to write these down too. Okay, so we got the prelims. Let's see how good I did. And we got the main card. Okay. UFC schedule. Okay. Okay. You even gonna see here? Who knows? Oh, whatever, dude. Whatever. Okay. UFC schedule. Let's start with the prelims here. Oh, I'm just doing. Yeah, I don't know these. Yeah, I'm gonna do Dan Hooker's gonna win. Oh no, Dan Hooker is gonna win over Nasrat. Hooker. I've seen him fight before. He's pretty good. I'm gonna pick Marlon Moraes to win over Marab. Oh my God, these names. Yeah, Marlon Moraes, Dan Hooker. And then the main card, ooh, Jessica Andrade versus Cynthia Calvillo. I'm gonna pick Cynthia Calvillo. Rosenstruck versus Curtis Blades. Ooh. I gotta pick Curtis Blades there. Nick Diaz versus Robbie Lawler. Okay. This is a good one, man. You see it in my eyes? It's a good one. Okay? Nice hair, though. Man, I would have picked Nick Diaz. I really would have. But I think Robbie Lawler's gonna win this. I think he's gonna knock out Nick Diaz just because of what I've seen throughout the week. I'm gonna pick Robbie Lawler to win over Nick Diaz. It's a heartbreaker, but I just think that's what's gonna happen. I'd love to see Nick Diaz win, but I think Robbie's gonna do this. Then we got Valentina Shevchenko versus Lauren Murphy. I mean, come on. Valentina Shevchenko is gonna win that. I mean, really. And then Alexander Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega. I would love if Brian Ortega won. I would love that. Or Alexander Volkanovski. Yesterday I would have said Volkanovski. Today, I'm going to go Ortega. I think it's going to be a crazy win. I'm going to go Ortega today. Yeah. Now, the thing with Robbie Lawler and Nick Diaz is I like both them guys, but I like them both for the same reason. Diaz is coming back off of like a 6-year hiatus or something like that. And I'm pretty sure he got knocked out this week in training camp. And they had to move the weight class up. So I'm pretty sure Robbie Lawler has been doing... I imagine he's been practicing better than last fights. He was kind of gun-shy the last couple fights. I'm hoping he climbs out of that and does a better fight. Yeah, I think Robbie Lawler's going to win this fight. I'd love to see Nick Diaz be an awesome fighter and win, but I just think that he might not be the same fighter, and I think it's possible he already got knocked out this week. So I'm going to pick Robbie Lawler there. So those are my picks. Ortega, Valentina Shevchenko, Robbie Lawler, Marlon Moraes, Dan Hooker, Curtis Blades, and Cynthia Calvillo. That's what I got, man. You can take it or leave it, okay, pal? You can take it or fucking leave it. Those are my picks, dude. Alright, I gotta get out of here, clean off this desk, get ready to play. Maybe get a little snacky snack. I don't know. Everybody, Everybody, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. I am out here until Tuesday. I'll be live tonight on Twitch playing Fortnite. Tomorrow morning on YouTube playing Fortnite. Peace, everybody. I am out of here. Have a good rest of your weekend, and thank you for watching.